Some people never attack you directly. They don't shout. They don't threaten. They don't openly insult you. Instead, they smile. They make subtle remarks. They forget important things. They give backhanded compliments. They say they're fine while making sure you know they're not. It's confusing. Because you can feel the tension, but you can't always explain it. That's exactly why passive-aggressive behavior is so effective. It creates emotional uncertainty. And uncertainty makes people easier to control. But here's what most people never realize. Passive-aggressive people aren't looking for a conversation. They're looking for a reaction. The moment you understand that, you stop playing their game. Today, you'll learn the psychology behind passive-aggressive behavior and 4 powerful ways to disarm it without becoming manipulative yourself. Before we continue, subscribe to The Mental Forge if you're serious about understanding human behavior, mastering emotional resilience, and building a mind that stays calm under pressure. New long-form videos every week on psychology, stoicism, and personal growth. Let's begin. The hidden game. Why passive-aggressive people rarely speak directly. Have you ever wondered why some people refuse to simply say what's bothering them? Instead of communicating honestly, they use silence, sarcasm, delays, guilt, cold behavior. Why? Because indirect behavior offers protection. If they attack openly, they're accountable. If they attack subtly, they can deny everything. Think about comments like, "Wow, I guess you're too busy for us now." Or, "It's fine. Don't worry about it." The words sound harmless, but the tone tells a different story. This creates confusion. You begin questioning yourself. Did I do something wrong? Am I overthinking this? That uncertainty is exactly what gives passive-aggressive behavior its power. The first shift, don't chase clarity. They refuse to give. One of the biggest mistakes people make is desperately trying to decode every hidden message. You ask repeatedly, "Are you upset? Did I do something? Please tell me what's wrong." The more you chase, the more control you hand over. Because now your emotional state depends on getting an answer they may never intend to give. Instead, respond to what is actually said, not to what you think they might mean. If someone chooses indirect communication, don't invent explanations for them. Respect what they've communicated, not what they've implied. This protects your emotional balance. The second shift, stay calm when they expect emotion. Passive-aggressive behavior feeds on emotional reactions. Frustration, defensiveness, guilt, anger. The moment you explode, they often become calm. Suddenly, you're the emotional one, and they appear reasonable. That's why composure is one of the strongest responses available. Not silence born from fear. Calm born from confidence. When you refuse to match emotional manipulation with emotional chaos, the dynamic begins to change. Because emotional control cannot survive without emotional participation. If one person refuses to fuel the fire eventually loses energy. The third shift, make the invisible visible. Passive aggression survives in ambiguity. One powerful way to disarm it is to bring the conversation into the open. Imagine someone repeatedly makes sarcastic comments. Instead of responding sarcastically, you calmly ask, "Can you help me understand what you mean by that?" Or, "I'd rather discuss this directly." Notice what happens. Indirect communication suddenly has nowhere to hide. You're not accusing. You're inviting clarity. Healthy people usually appreciate that. Passive-aggressive people often become uncomfortable because the hidden game is no longer hidden. Sunlight weakens shadows, and clarity weakens manipulation. The fourth shift, stop rewarding the pattern. Every behavior that consistently receives attention tends to continue. If every sarcastic remark leads to a long emotional conversation, the pattern gets reinforced. If every period of silent treatment causes you to chase, apologize, and over-explain, the behavior becomes effective. Instead, reward direct communication, not indirect pressure. When someone expresses themselves honestly, listen, respond, engage. But don't allow emotional manipulation to become the fastest route to your attention. People repeat what works, and they slowly abandon what doesn't. The truth: most people miss passive-aggressive people aren't always malicious. Sometimes they're simply uncomfortable with conflict. Perhaps they grew up in environments where direct communication felt unsafe. Perhaps they never learned healthier ways to express frustration. Understanding this creates compassion. But compassion doesn't require accepting unhealthy behavior. You can understand someone's struggles while still protecting your peace. Empathy without boundaries eventually becomes self-neglect. The final shift: refuse the invitation. Every passive-aggressive interaction contains an invitation. An invitation to become confused, to become defensive, to become emotionally reactive. You don't have to accept it. The strongest response isn't having the perfect comeback. It's refusing to surrender your emotional stability. You don't control another person's communication, but you always control your response. And that response determines whether manipulation succeeds. Final reflection: passive aggression isn't powerful because it's loud. It's powerful because it's subtle. It quietly creates guilt, confusion, frustration, and emotional exhaustion. But the moment you stop chasing hidden meanings, stop reacting impulsively, and start responding with calm clarity, the entire dynamic changes. Not because you've defeated another person, but because you've stopped giving them control over your emotions. If this video gave you a new perspective, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to The Mental Forge. Every subscription helps us build a community focused on stronger minds, healthier boundaries, and lasting emotional resilience. And remember, the greatest victory isn't winning every argument. It's refusing to lose yourself in someone else's emotional game.